Hello, dividend executives. It is Friday, so you already know we are buying stocks, adding assets to the portfolio, and we are going to be trading some options. We have a lot of options that are almost expiring worth us. So what we want to do is we want to buy to close them all, and we want to open some new ones. So let's jump into it. It has been a crazy week. A lot of stocks have been pulling back. And we have seen some volatility in the stock market, especially with some of the big companies like Amazon, Apple, and Tesla, especially Tesla. Since earnings, it has pulled down almost $80 a share. So it has been a wild ride. So let's go back and let's look. So for today, we're down $451. For the week, we were down almost $4,000. And a majority of that is from Tesla. For the month, we are down almost $10,000. 3 months, we are up $2,910. And year to date, we were up 9,000 or 15.87%. So looking good year to date, but my gosh, we went from a high in the portfolio of almost $77,000 down to $67,000. So big pullback on the account, but you know what? It is what it is. Tesla, as you can see, is one of the biggest ones, which is crazy because just a couple of weeks ago, you saw here, I was up almost over $2,000 on the position. So that is an $8,000 swing on one stock. And then both Apple and Amazon have pulled down about $2,000 each. But you know what? This is a long game, and this is just part of it. The ups and downs is what we get paid for as an option seller for the volatility, and we are going to profit off that. So you can see here most of these options. Apple call is up $44. AMC put is up $119. Amazon call is up $39. Rivian call is up $18, and Tesla call is up $71. So the account is down a little bit overall, but we are using these bearish bets on these call options to help pad the account on the downside and add to our long position. So what are we going to do? Let's close out some options. We're about up $290 roughly in premium for last week's trades. And so we're going to go through and we are going to buy to close for $1 on a bunch of positions. And we're going to free those contracts up so we can sell some calls. So there we go. Apple is bought back for $1. Those shares are free and clear. I'm going to get this order in as well. AMC put. I want to get this one filled. We were up 89% or 119. We're going to put the buy order in on these 7 contracts for 0.01. We might have to come back and fill it for 2, but I want to see if I can free up that $2,400 of collateral. It may take a little bit of the video for that to fill. If not, we'll come back and fill it for 2. Amazon, we're going to trade that. We are up on the position, 97%, $39. We are going to buy to close that for $1. We're not going to roll them this week just because I want to look at some of the strikes. And let's close these out all for $1, and then we'll go there. Okay, and then Tesla, this one again, my gosh. We traded a 262 call, and we are at 215. What a crazy week. So we're going to buy back this one as well. One contract, $1. As a call seller, that is about as good as it gets when you can open up it for the week and it closes at $1 at the end of the week. That is the downside hedge. Although it's not a huge downside hedge, it still pads the downside. It still adds some money to the account. And let's close this one as well. There we go. So we just closed the majority of ours for $1. That frees up all of our shares. They are now uncovered. And we'll see if this AMC put fills. Again, we might have to close it for $2. But I'm probably going to trade something on, I think Mara's down 6.6% as of right now for the day. So I'll probably sell some puts on that with that. AMC has a reverse split coming up, a 10-to-1 reverse split coming up on the 24th. And so I don't really want to hold contracts into that. Again, I don't mind owning AMC. I might do it at like a 3 or a 2.5 or really safe delta. But we just have to see. We want to get this closed out. So let's come down here and let's trade some options. So Apple, again, we're up on the position. Our average cost on this is $150. So we're doing fine there. And we're going to trade some options on this. We're going to go for next week and we're going to sell a call. I am pretty, honestly, like the market has been pretty bad. So I'm just going to stay pretty aggressive on the downside. I do think we could have a pullback up in Apple. But I'm going to just stay pretty aggressive. So I'm going to do this strike. We're going to go for $81 of premium here. And I just think we're going to chop sideways or barely move up. That's my honest opinion. So we'll see if we can get an 81 fill there. Leave that open for a little bit. And then Amazon, same kind of thing. We have 112 shares here. We're up $2,200 or 18% on the position. Whoops, so we're not going to buy. And we are going to trade some options on this as well. Again, I'm probably more the 0.2, 0.3 delta. This one has more strikes, so we can get a little bit more picky on it. There's a 0.26 delta. 0.20 delta. That looks pretty good. Probably going to go with that. The 138 call on Amazon. Amazon's sitting at 133.25 or 133.26 is what this is saying. And we're going to trade that one. So let's see if we can get a $62 fill for that. There we go. So 62 filled on that one. And that is for the week's trade. Apple looks like it still hasn't filled. So we'll see if we might have to replace this one. See if we can get an 80 fill on this one. Try to be a little bit greedy, but you know how that goes. That's okay, boom. So we'll see if we can get 80 on that one. There we go. All right, so we got 80 there. We got 62 on Amazon. And let's continue to go down the stack and sell some calls. Tesla is next up. Oh my gosh, this one we're going to be selling in the money. But one thing I want to note here is I have 117 shares, so I do have my odd lot. And if we get caught in the money, then we will roll it up and out, or we will use the odd lot to get us out. So that's going to be the plan for this. Tesla has been getting absolutely wrecked. And so I'm probably going to sell close to the 0.2 delta. I have the 227.5 and the 230 calls open on my other account. I'm probably just going to stay aggressive on this account. I'll probably do another one at 227.5. And we're going to see if we can get a fill here for 152. Again, because we have the odd lot, I'm going to be a little bit more aggressive. This is definitely a bearish bet on the stock, but for a stock that has gone from $290 to $215 in the last 40 days, it just is what it is. I mean, if you look at this over the last month, when a month ago we were trading at 296, so almost 300, and that was close to earnings. So that's what we're gonna do. So we have Apple filled, Amazon filled, Tesla filled. Now you can see our brokerage account balance is up to 375, and the reason for that is because we have got paid premium, right? And we're going to go in and we're actually just going to replace this order. We're just going to do it with 2, and we're going to close this one for 14. I was able to, I had 18 contracts in my other account. I was able to get those all filled for $1, but that's okay. So $14 there. That was a huge win on that trade. See if I can go back to AMC, and we can look at it, the premiums as well. I could potentially make a safe play on that. But let's scroll down here. Yeah, so $14 filled, $2 per contract, and now we have plenty of money available. So let's come back here. We have $2,800 available. First things first, let's buy a little bit of JetQ. Oh, actually, hold on. One more. Can't leave Rivian out. We are willing this stock, so we want to sell it exactly at our cost basis, which is the 22.5, not including obviously any of our. We're going to see if we can get a medium fill on this one. We'll probably have to do 23. Not because I don't believe in the company long term, but I just want to get in and out of this one. We were assigned at the 22.5. We got paid to sell the put to enter, and we have been paid to sell covered calls on it. So so far so good on that. We'll see if this one fills. But yeah, we are down about 8% on this position, but with the covered calls, obviously we are down a lot less if you were to factor in the premiums for that. So the Rivian, we'll see if that one fills. And then next things, we want to buy a little bit of stocks. That's what we always like to do. Let's just buy a share here. So we're going to buy a single share, $50, and we like to add to our assets each and every single week. We take some of our premium and we add it to our assets. So there's a little bit of JetQ. And then what I want to do, let me look at one that has really been beaten up lately. This is Mara. Over the last month, we are down 35%. So really healthy correction. We have some support coming up here in the $9, $10 range. So I'm going to trade some options on this and avoid, even though AMC will pay me way better in terms of return, I just want to play a little bit safer. So we're going to come down here. We're probably going to do the 10, 80% chance of profitability. That's going to put the delta around 0.18, 0.19. And I'm okay taking some shares there. So we're going to sell 2 here. We do not have enough to sell 3. We're close. We have $2,800, but we do not have enough. So we're going to do that, and that's going to be $30 there, $38. That should fill pretty quick. Yeah, 38, boom. So that's filled as well, and then we're probably gonna have to come up. Yeah, we're gonna have to replace this order and see if we can get it to fill for 23. Let's see if we can get that, and then that will be all of our calls for the day. We'll have one more put I'll probably do, and I might average down. So we have 800 left. I'm probably going to do, I'm going to do like one or two of these. Just because of the volatility. The IV on this right now is like 400. So we're going to sell a put, and we're going to go down to the price. Reverse split 10 to 1. So if I was assigned, 100 shares, it would turn into 10 shares. So just one thing to keep in mind. Probably going to do I'm going to do the 3. I know this is really a little bit riskier, but I'm going to take the gamble on this one just with 2 contracts. I've got enough to do it, and it's going to pay me $76 in premium. Got to have a little bit of degen in the trade, especially when we've traded so many other plays. We got to add a little bit of the premium there. So we just paid 76 premium on that. Not bad. I'll take the premium. We paid 14 back, and we lowered it down to 3. So we'd have to have a really big pullback. It's definitely possible, especially with a reverse split. But my ideal goal will probably be to get out of this before we actually get to it. So there you go. Just like that, we sold a bunch of premium. Let me just add that up real quick, see what we're at. So we got 80 plus 62 plus 152 plus 38. 320, 76. Yeah, so over $400, so 431 roughly, or so over $400 we just made right there on the downside to the account. We have a buying power of 301. I'm actually going to come in here and I'm just going to continue to add to some of my stuff, especially with Tesla on this big pullback. Let's buy a share here. Let's buy 1 share, 214, lower the cost a little bit. Although it's not going to do a whole lot because we have so many shares. It will change it a little bit over time. So we're just going to keep adding shares. Cost is 266, which is crazy to see that it's down this much, but I'm a long believer in Tesla. I'm going to continue adding to it each and every single week, and I'll probably buy more assets as we go along. But we have $86 of buying power. We are up for the year. We just made over $400 selling options on this account, and we're going to keep pushing on. Hopefully this week we get Rivian called away and Mara expires worthless. If not, no worries. As for the rest of the bearish calls that I have on here, I would love to see them go in the money. I'd love to see the stocks pull back. But if they don't, we have some downside hedge, and we help pad the account and add to our share count value in these times. And this is just what happens in the market. Accounts move up and down, stocks move up and down. People are greedy, people are fearful. And Tesla moves like crazy, and that's why that's why the volatility is there. That's why the premium's there, and that's why there's so many people betting on both sides. So thanks everybody for tuning in. Happy investing. If you have any questions or any comments, feel free to drop them below. Please like and subscribe. It means the world to me, and it helps me as I continue to grow this channel and showcase what I'm doing here each and every single week. We'll catch y'all later, and happy investing.